Hi guys, this is Kunal here, your international trade expert, and today we'll discuss how to book a container, from where can you book the container, what are the things that you need to keep in mind while booking a container, and especially how to compare the rates of one shipping line to another shipping line.
For latest updates, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.
While booking an FCL container, there are majorly two ways. Now, first is you directly go to the shipping line, you ask them that, okay, I need to send my goods from, let's say, India to Dubai, and I need a container of your shipping line. They will quote you the rates and then you can proceed with your booking. The second option is that you take the advice of the custom house agent or a logistic service provider. Now, here also they will provide you the container of a shipping line only, but they can help you a lot in booking your container, and let's see how. Now let's say, for example, you are exporting around 10 to 15 containers per year, so the shipping line will give you the normal quote because you are not that big of a client for this shipping line. While on the other hand, a logistics service provider or a custom house agent will be handling around 100 to 200 containers per month, so they will have a better rate from the shipping line. So my advice is, here you can take the quotation from both and see whichever suits you, you can go with it. But a lot of time I have also seen it in my professional life that logistics service provider or custom house agents have got better rates than what shipping line does. Second is credit period. Now obviously this is not an official norm, but this is more of an industry practice. Shipping lines do not give you any credit time, while the logistics service provider or CHA may give you a credit time of 15 to 21 days depending upon your relationship with the service provider. Other than that, not all the time our containers sail smoothly. Many of time we face hiccups, like our product does not reach to the port on time, there might be some documentary error, or there might be some other sort of data or detail you need to get changed into the documents before exporting. Now here, getting support from shipping line is possible and many of them do it, but the same support from custom house agent or a logistic service provider is very fast because they mostly assign you a dedicated sales executive who will take care of all your problems and make it very easy for you to export your products. Now in my opinion, especially if you are a small time exporter, then you should consider taking services of a logistic service provider or a CHA rather than going directly to the shipping line. But if you are a large scale exporter, then directly going to the shipping line might benefit you. Now these were the two ways through which you can book container. You can select anyone that suits you the most. But what about the shipping lines? Because if you take the container from a custom house agent or the shipping line, in the end it is the shipping line who has to take your container from port A to port B, and here we have multiple shipping lines in option. So we also need to understand how to select the right shipping line for your export, and for that we need to take into consideration couple of parameters. Now first of all is KYC of documents. Now it is basically common, each and every shipping line or the CHA or logistic service provider will take it from you. It is basic, like IEC code, your GST certificate, and all the documents you need for export. And in case you do not have any clue about it, you can watch my this detailed video which explains very clearly that what documents do you need in order to start your export or import business. Now besides the basic KYC document, we need to take care of the price. Now the first component of the price is called freight. Now freight is the charge that the shipping line charges for taking your goods from port A to port B. Now here we are taking an example of, let's say, India to Dubai. Now here one shipping line is giving you, let's say, $1,000 for a container, other shipping line is giving you 1200, and the third shipping line is giving you 1400. Now that is freight component. Now let's go to the second component, that is called terminal handling charge. Now when we pack the goods into the container is not on the ship, the container is laying in the container yard. Somebody has to pick it up, load it onto the port, and this is called terminal handling charge. Now each and every shipping line charges differently. So let's say shipping line A might charge 5,000, shipping line B might charge 6,000, shipping line C might charge 7,000. So this is another big component that you need to take care. Now beside it, the third biggest component would be documentation cost, because whenever we give our goods to the shipping line for export, we receive a BL, which is called bill of lading. Now this bill of lading is the only proof that you have exported the goods for the buyer, and this bill of lading is the proof through which the buyer will make the payments to you. So each and every shipping line have that different charges of bill of lading. Some might charge 2000, some might charge 3000, some might even charge you 4000 or above. So this is the third big component you need to take care about. In recent times we have seen a lot of surcharge like fuel surcharge, war surcharge, and even congestion surcharge. Now what congestion surcharge means is that the ship has arrived to the port, but the port is so busy that the ship has to stay in high seas for 7 to 10 days, and it is a cost. So the ship will pass on this cost to the exporters. So here you also need to consider what are the add-on charges each and every shipping line is putting on you. Now besides the price, there are also other components which can help you select the right shipping line for you as well as your buyer. Now the first parameter among it is called free days. Many shipping lines offer you free days at the discharge port. So let's say we are exporting from India to Dubai, and when our product reaches Dubai, let's say shipping line A gives us 7-day free time. So what does that mean? That the buyer can take the clearance of these goods within 7 days and he will not have to pay any additional charge. Other shipping line might give 0 free days, or some might even give you 14 free days. Now it is very important considering what your buyer needs, but getting free days is always helpful and beneficial for us. Transit time is also a very key factor. Now let's say there is shipping line A which is taking a transit time of let's say 10 days, shipping line B is taking 12 days, shipping line C is taking 7 days. So here we can also prioritize it according to the transit time, that which service do we want to use. Now normally whichever service is fast might cost you a bit more. Now that is where you need to make decision with your buyer that how urgent the goods are. If they are very urgent, then quote to the buyer a little bit higher rate and send it through a fastest service. Now these were all the general parameters through which you can compare from where to book a container and on which shipping line to book a container. But from my professional experience, I would like to add two more points. Now first among it is called container availability and its location. Now many a time what happens is that a shipping line might give you a good freight, good rate, and each and everything is good, but their container would not be available at the port and it would be somewhere else in the yard. Now here you will have to pay additional road transportation charges in order to bring the container from the yard to the port, and this will become an additional cost to you. Also it will consume a bit of time. Now here the cost might range from 1500 to 3000 to even 5000 depending upon how far is the container depot to the port. So while booking a container, you need to make sure with your CHA, logistic service provider, or the shipping line that the container is available at the port of loading and you do not have to pay additional charges in order to bring the container from the yard. Now the second point which I like to consider a lot while booking my containers is called vessel schedule and vessel route. Now what do I mean by vessel schedule is that let's say there's a shipping line A which sails from India to Dubai twice a month. Now there is shipping line B which has a vessel sailing schedule 4 times a month. Now here I would be more inclined to book with shipping line B if it is financially viable, because in case anything happens and my cargo is delayed, the next vessel is available within the 7-8 days. While on the other hand, if I go with shipping line A and I miss the loading date, then the next available vessel will not be immediately available and I will have to wait a lot and explain to my buyer that why this delay has been caused from my end. And other than that, we also need to consider vessel route. Now let's say there is point A and point B and there are two routes. One route is normal route, there is nothing special in it, while the other route goes through some countries where a war or some sort of piracy situation is there. In that case, you might have to pay extra war surcharges and it might even put your cargo to risk. So considering the vessel schedule and vessel route while booking a container is very vital in my opinion, and through which if you work these parameters correctly, then you will not only have the best rate, best logistic services, but you will also have a lot of peace of mind. Well, I hope you like this video. If yes, do press the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to become a smart logistician. Well, this is Kunal signing off. Till next time.
For detailed learning of all logistics subjects, visit www.logiveda.com.